Sunday's Coast to Coast Pick 5 has a green flavor about it. Let's hope Mother Nature cooperates with this all-turf sequence. Brian Nadeau joins from the Silks Room at Gulfstream Park. We'll hear from Jeff Siegel in just a moment. Here's a look at the races on the Sunday Coast to Coast Pick 5. We'll start at Gulfstream Park, race number 8. Post time there, 4:07 for a turf route allowance with a big field. Santa Anita has starter allowance runners on the grass in race number 3. Back to the turf at Gulfstream Park in race number 10 for a maiden special weight route with another dozen entered. Santa Anita, race number 5, will have allowance sprinters going down the hill. And race number 7 at Santa Anita wraps it up the Grade 3 Santa Ana Stakes, 1.25 miles on the turf for the fillies and mares. We're joined by Brian Nadeau now to talk about a pair of Gulfstream races. Let's go to race number 8. Who do you like?
Yeah, I think we're good with the weather here. What a winter we've had down in South Florida and onto the green here. And I'll go with the 6 Well Into on top. I know she's facing winners for the first time. Go back and watch her maiden win when she wired the field. She was streaking to the line with plenty of left. She's an exciting prospect for Jonathan Thomas, a homebred for George Strawbridge. Let's put her on top. Erna, though, has got an edge because she's already faced winners, and it was in stakes company, too. And it was a good effort for Cherie DeVoe. So you got to use her, too. Yeah. And a little bit of a wild card down inside is the 1. We're going to call her Esoria for Graham Motion. She hasn't been seen since last year, and she's only run once on turf. It was her debut. It was a solid effort, going to return with Lasix for a potent layoff barn. Let's call it 6-3-1, JP, to kick off this sequence.
Pretty focused with a field of 12 and 3 AEs to get it down to 3. Let's go to the 10th. We've got turf maiden special weight runners in that one. Who are we using?
We're going to go 9-6-8-2. Aspen is interesting for me, shipping in from Tampa Bay Downs for Brendan Walsh, who we know never cranks them up early. And the fact he started her there and now is going to bring her across the state for a big purse. I thought the debut was solid. He's like 4% on debut, so you're going to get better from Aspen. She won't have to run that much better. I think she's a big threat in here. War Princess, certainly for Pletcher. Tapeta, turf form. It fits like a glove with these. Loop Player, second time out on the turf for Chad Brown, is a major player. And then down inside to the 2, and I'm going to call her Salabia for Brendan Walsh. The other Brendan Walsh, I don't know, maybe the Brendan Walsh. She's going to make her first start in the barn. Chad Brown had her. She ran well on the turf last year in New York, and now Brendan's got her, and she's well drawn. She's got a post edge over some of these others that I picked. We're going to go 9-6-8-2. Boy, the turf racing here this weekend is top notch.
Coast to Coast Pick 5. $1 minimum. Player-friendly 15% takeout. Coast to Coast Pick 5. Weekends beginning January 7th.
We welcome in our West Coast handicapper, Jeff Siegel, for his Sunday selections at Santa Anita. Let's start race number 3, a starter allowance on the turf.
It's a tough race. I'm going to spread here. I have to go at least 3 deep, maybe even deeper. But the 3 that I prefer, number 5, Bowl of Cherries, number 6, Angel Sense, and then number 2, Teen Drama. So I'll triple the race. Bowl of Cherries is back on grass. I think this is her best surface. I look for her to sit in the middle and make a run. Angel Sense is very quick. Again, I think that she's been facing tougher. I think she'll stick better with this group. She could get loose. Going 5/8 of a mile. This is what she wants to do. And then Teen Drama, relatively lightly raced, but she's got some form back in the East at Monmouth that looks very good here if you can run back to that on grass. So all 3 of these are going to run well under these conditions. Bowl of Cherries, Angel Sense, and then Teen Drama.
5th race on Sunday at Santa Anita, downhill turf sprint in allowance company. These are popular races. Jeff, how do you see it shaking out?
I'm going to double the race here. Yang again, coming out of a much tougher race. That was the Clocker's Corner, a legitimate stakes race there. This is a much easier spot. Lightly raced, but very capable on his best day. In fact, he won down the hill during the fall meeting, second off the bench. And then Standing O, who hasn't been out. And I wonder whether they just might be giving him a race here, but he's got good form. Numbers are good. Connections are hot. I would throw him in at least as a backup. For me, the main 2, Yang Again and Standing O, with the preference to number 5, Yang Again.
The Santa Ana Stakes is the feature race Sunday at the Great Race Place, 1.25 miles on the turf. It'll be race number 7. It'll wrap up this Coast to Coast Pick 5. Who's in the winner's circle when it's all over?
Well, I'm hopeful it's number 3, Australia Mia. That's my single here. I liked her in her U.S. debut earlier this meeting. She hadn't been out since South America last summer, and she went 1.5 miles. And I watched her work pattern. I didn't think she was fit enough, nor did I think she really wanted to go 1.5 miles. And she still ran third, but she really paid the price in the final furlong.
Yeah.
With that race under her belt, shortening up to 1.25 miles for Michael McCarthy, I think you're going to see Australia Mia really step forward and beat the fillies that just beat her. I like number 3, Australia Mia, as a smasher in the Santa Ana 7th race on Sunday at Santa Anita.
Let's review the ticket from Brian Nadeau and Jeff Siegel, ending with that single in the Santa Ana. Want to remind you to check the official track websites for Gulfstream Park and Santa Anita for updated scratches and changes. Good luck.